In October 2010, 4 youth workers from Rathbone Hackney set off to India to discover what the lives of young people there were about. Rathbone works with young people across England, helping them achieve their full potential through training and education. In May 2010, we were visited by some of our funders from the Vodafone Foundation India, who invited us to come and learn from the work they did with children and young people. Here's our journey.
5 o'clock start.
4:30.
Sorry, 4:30.
Arriving in Delhi, we had no expectations of what we'd be seeing or doing. We were hosted by an organisation called Rathcity, founded by Mr. Kapoor, an inspiring educator and visionary who had visited us in England. Rathcity provides education to children and young people who not normally have access to it, such as street children and people from the slums. Along our journey, we were lucky enough to meet, talk, laugh and live with these children, changing our own perspectives of education and even the world. From day one, we were put to work volunteering across the different projects. With no expectations or instructions, this was a little daunting, but an opportunity to put our skills and experience into action. Mine and Alessia's first point of call was at the Second Chance School, a school set up to educate children who didn't get the chance to gain an education when they should have. The residential programme for boys provides accommodation, food, clothing and vocational training, supporting them emotionally to cope with their transition to independence. The school also has a day programmes in tailoring, IT and English, providing boys and girls with training to help them find employment. We were given instructions simply to run sessions for the young people, so me and Alessia got chatting to the girls from the tailoring classes. They told us the Second Chance School gave them qualifications to help them get work, but many of them were unsure about the direction of their future. They told us they were likely to get married soon, and although some were excited about this, others said that it would mean they wouldn't be able to work or study further. Compared to life in England, it seemed there were a lot of restrictions for these young women. However, they had big dreams for their futures. The girls told us they wanted to learn Western dance and English, so we set up salsa and English lessons. In exchange, we were taught Hindi and Bhangra dancing, but we seemed to lack the skills and coordination of both. In India, it seems harder for boys and girls to mix, so our salsa classes were a girls-only affair, with much arguing over who would have to be the man. When the girls gave us a final show demonstrating what they learned, I was really overwhelmed.
Right, Selena, can you explain where we are right now?
We've been stuck in Agra and the train has been delayed by how many hours? 7 hours?
7 hours.
Yeah, 7 hours train delay.
7 hours.
So we've decided to get into a taxi, which is what, a 7-seater?
No,
But it's 11 of us.
I feel that would be 2 in the front seat, 5 in the back. Say hello, say hi. And the 4 of us right here.
And Alessia is having the time of her life.
Yay! And how long is this journey going to take?
3.5
hours.
We were living with the boys from the school in their hostel, a basic setup but a place filled with energy, jokes and brotherhood. Whilst our days were spent working hard, our nights were spent in the hostel with the boys, cracking jokes, watching the latest Bollywood films and teaching them dance. Nathan started coaching them in football and despite the extreme heat found some impressive talent and a lot of energy. The boys come from diverse backgrounds. Some were formerly street children, others orphans and some from families that were too poor to provide for them. As we started to hear their stories, their enthusiasm for life and studying became all the more inspiring.
Alright, Nate, it's half time. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Well, I'm just trying to teach the boys basic technique and encourage them to have a good time. The score is 1-1 and they're just on break now. Have a little water break. We're going to come back 20 more minutes and then Finito.
And how hot and tired are you feeling right now?
I'm very hot and tired and I have done nothing and my knee is hurting me.
Do we know who's going to be man of the match?
Thus far, there's 2 contenders, but I'll let you know after the game.
Alright, we'll catch up with you in a bit. The match is over. What was the final score?
3-2.
Yeah.
3-3. No, 3-2. We didn't count the last score. This guy's team won. They played very well. Everybody played well. And the man of the match here, this guy here, he's a bit greedy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
They done well. Everything we've done in training, they applied to the match. So well done.
Well done.
Again, one more. Well done, everyone.
Now Hindi.
Say hello.
I speak in Hindi.
Say
hello.
In Hindi.
Hindi.
Oh.
Namaste.
Namaste. Say hello in Hindi.
Namaste. Shoot the all guys with teacher.
Teacher.
David came to the Second Chance School at 11 years old after running away from an abusive stepmother. He has been in the hostel for 5 years and the staff and other students have become his family. He is now in a government school doing his exams and achieving well. Faisal and Ali are 2 brothers that ran away from Afghanistan with their mother and sister after their father was killed by a bomb. Leaving with nothing, they came to the school where they were given an education and a place to live. Both boys are now working in bakeries, sometimes working and studying for 48 hours straight. During our stay, they bought us daily chocolates and cakes from work just to keep us happy. Hearing these stories was emotional for us, and it seemed that although the issues were different, these young people were facing the same levels of challenges as our students from Rathbone are. It was amazing to sit with the boys and hear about their dreams for the future and their unrelenting optimism despite the hardness they faced.
They were really welcoming, really friendly. We learned a bit of Indian dancing, they learned a bit of salsa, we talk in Indian, they taught us a bit of Hindi, and then they tried to teach me how to sew, although I wasn't really up for it. But yeah, it was really, really nice. It was really good to see how these girls are really motivated and are really friendly and will give you everything basically, and just really happy about it.
Today I went to a school in Natupur Pahari, and basically it's a hut and with a few mats and some bricks around it, and it's classed as a school. There's young kids from the age of 3 up to the age of 14 that go there to learn. Today I met about 25 of them. It was really interesting, at the same time very hard to see, them struggling without any resources, but they appreciate what they have. So there was a bit of English thrown in, a bit of maths as well, and some games just to keep them entertained. And I met some Indian songs as well from them, did a couple of nursery rhymes as well. And it's been a full day and yeah, it's been really good. So far so good.
Visiting the Taj Mahal and having a picnic with all the students was a highlight of the trip, allowing us just to be with the young people, putting our youth work skills into good practice and enjoying the entertainment the young people provided. So what are your impressions of India so far in terms of what we've seen?
It's a fascinating place to be. It's really interesting, really different, and I think what has struck me the most so far is how all the young people are really want to learn, really want to have a better chance, and really value the time and the learning and the resources, however scarce, they've been given. So that's
yeah, the appreciation of the little resources that they have now, you know, that's sort of alien to us as well, coming from London where there's so many resources there that aren't being utilised. I think this is a different side to it, definitely.
Selena and Nathan were both volunteering in community-based schools in areas where the children couldn't access government schools. At the Kusumpur Pahari Learning Centre, volunteer teachers taught children of all ages, providing them with an education that their parents had not been able to access. Selena was at the Natupur Pahari School, which educates the children of this slum. The building was little more than a shack, with children sitting on the floor and not enough books to go round. Despite this, children were turning up every day to learn, and Selena had her hands full thinking up enough songs and nursery rhymes to keep them happy. Seeing how much was done with so little resources was shocking to us. Whilst back in England we have a centre with spacious classrooms and a state-of-the-art media suite, these young people are learning outdoors in schools staffed only by volunteers. All of us have been deeply impacted by what we witnessed in India. One of the biggest learnings for us was that despite the huge difference in environment, the resilience and passion of young people in the face of challenges can be seen across the world. With the support of Rathbone, the Vodafone Foundation, Ritin Jolly and Mr. Aaron Kapoor, our next step will be to set up an exchange between these young people, allowing them to share their experiences and wisdom and learn to be global citizens. Watch this space for Rathbone's next adventure in India.